Chapter 10. Breathing. August 17th. They were outside last night, at our doors, at our windows. The sick. I think I'm going to throw up. They roam the city now, sometimes in groups, sometimes alone. Last night, we made a mistake, a light was left on. Mom says they only want us to help them. Dad says they don't know what they're doing, but I think they do. I think they want to do to us what that girl did to her mother. I heard Mom whispering to Dad. She said most start biting, something to do with the rabies virus. Only the fortunate ones don't get like that, the ones that go quick. It feels like everyone in the city is sick now, and they are coming. Coming for us. August 18th. The sick are still here. Dad made a little spot in the attic. If they get in, we can go up there and pull the door up. We can be safe. They might have enough sense to climb to the second floor, but Dad says they don't have enough sense to pull down the attic access. August 19th. The sick moved on. Apparently, we didn't entertain them enough, which was just fine with me. I don't like to think of them terrorizing someone else, but maybe I'll be able to sleep now. The electric is out most days now. There's a fire somewhere, it's been raining ash all day. Mom is freaked out about it, worried a fire in the city will get out of control. We don't even know if there's a fire department anymore. Now she spends her day going from one window to the next searching for the fire. Dad told her we would see smoke first, but she doesn't listen. I'm worried my mom is going mental. August 20th. We had power for a couple of hours today, but there wasn't any real news. There was a guy on there, but he obviously wasn't a real news guy. He stammered through the news like a drunken 10-year-old. Not that I know what a drunken 10-year-old would be like, but I imagine a lot like he was giving the news report. He even started talking about people from Atlantis. Sheesh, I could do better than that. August 21st. They're back. They are louder this time, moaning and shouting. I can't stand the noise. I put my hands over my ears, but I still hear them. They just don't stop. August 22nd. They started banging on the doors and windows. Some are so sick and stiff they don't make much noise, but some are still strong. They pounded on the windows so hard the glass shook with their efforts. My eyes got bigger and bigger as I waited for them to shatter. Dad had us pack up and go to the attic. August 23rd. The sick still moved around the house this morning, but by this afternoon they were gone, so we climbed down the ladder. As Mom's foot touched the landing, she sneezed. She sank to the floor and sobbed. August 24th. Mom hasn't sneezed again. I told her it was probably the dust in the attic, but she shook her head. She doesn't believe me. She says she knows, somehow she just knows she's got it. But she hasn't sneezed again, so I think she is wrong. I hope she is wrong. August 25th. Dad says we need more food, but we shouldn't walk all the way to the store. The groups of sick are out there somewhere, and we don't know where. He decided to scavenge at the neighbor's house. Mom and I were the lookouts. Mom stood on the front porch and looked down the left side of the road, and I watched the right from the living room window. Dad didn't want me out of the house. At first, I argued with him, but as I looked down the road my sweaty hand clenched the back of the couch. My heart pounded so hard I was shaking when Dad walked out of our yard into theirs. What if the neighbors were still in their house and are sick? Or don't want to share their food and fight him? Or what it's just bodies in there? I couldn't stop shaking until he was back home. He got a couple of bags so at least we don't have to go further, but when we sat down to eat their food, it was weird. It was a sad night. At dinner, we all started remembering the kids. I don't know why, maybe because before dinner was always this loud, chaotic event. Now it is so quiet, just the sound of the fork scraping the side of the cans. First, Mom started crying, then Dad and finally me. We all sat there and sobbed as we shoveled cold green beans into our mouths. I miss them so much. August 26th. Mom started coughing this morning, and she hasn't stopped. Dad told me to stay away from her, but I told him if everyone else was going to die, I wanted to die too. He came over and grabbed me by the arms and said, "You are going to make it. You're the one who lives. And you too, Dad. You haven't gotten sick. You'll make it too." Dad was slow to answer. "Maybe, honey, maybe I will, but you for sure." I started shaking with anger, so I said, "Live for what, Dad? And how? If you and Mom aren't here, how am I supposed to do this all by myself? I can't." "You can, baby, you're so much stronger than you know." I kept screaming at him that I couldn't do it until he stopped. Now, Mom and I are sitting on the couch, my head on her arm like I used to do when I was young, and she is stroking my hair. Her eyes have a faraway look in them as if she's waiting for the ag flu to take her. She told Dad if she gets like the others to shoot her. Said it right in front of me. They aren't even trying to hide anything from me anymore. I hope Mom goes quick. I don't want to see that. August 27th. Someone came to the house today. Not the sick. He said he was from the hospital, that he was here to help people. Dad swung the door open, hoping the man could get relief for Mom. As soon as Dad opened it, the man pushed inside. He had a gun and said he wanted all our money and anything valuable. Mom started laughing, this loud cackling crazy laugh. I think she just broke. It freaked the man out, and he started waving his gun around. It all happened so fast. So much blood, so much death, you'd think it would have taken a long time. But it didn't. It didn't take any time at all. I'm not sure who shot first. I didn't even know Dad had his gun on him. All I know is that when the noise stopped, I was the only one breathing. If what I was doing could have been called breathing. Gasping, Kelsey looked up from the diary, tear-filled eyes wide and a hand on her heart. She reached under her hair and clothing for a thin, fragile chain and pulled it out, looking at the charm attached to it. Her dad bought this for her days before the first report of the ag flu. Her slight body shook with sobs as she remembered. "It's got your name on it, honey," he'd said. "See, look, Kelsey Lang." Kelsey kissed the necklace and tucked it back under her protective layers of clothing. She leaned back and looked at the bright blue sky. A few white puffy clouds floated across it. The sky shouldn't be this pretty with all the bad things happening. It should be gray, dull, even raining. She stroked Ebony and stared at the upward for a few moments, telling herself she wouldn't read the rest, it was too sad. But Kelsey knew she was lying to herself, there was no way she could stop now.